Chapter 1. Zora pressed her nose against the cab's window, her excitement growing. She recognized this street. It was just around the corner from her cousin's house. This weekend, Zora's mom had to travel for work to the city where Hannah and Mina lived, and she'd taken Zora with her. Zora and her mom had gotten up very early that morning to catch the plane. But Zora didn't mind. She kept thinking about how surprised her cousins would be to see her. Hannah and Mina had no idea Zora was coming to stay for 2 nights. She couldn't wait to see their faces. "This will be the second time you've seen your cousins this year," Zora's mom said, reaching over to squeeze her hand. "First at your grandma's birthday, and now this trip." What Zora's mom didn't know was that the cousins had seen one another even more than that, and not just in the games they'd played together online. Recently, the three girls had been called to a mysterious place called the Magic Forest. While there, Zora, Hannah, and Mina transformed into magnificent storm dragons and went on important quests. Her cousin, Hannah, was the thunder dragon. She had a little cloud on her forehead. Mina was the lightning dragon. On her forehead was a zigzag shaped, just like a bolt of lightning. It made perfect sense to Zora that her cousins were thunder and lightning. They were twins, so they really belonged together. But at the same time, they were very different, just like thunder and lightning. When Zora transformed into a dragon, she had a snowflake on her forehead. She liked snow a lot. It was so fun to play with. She also loved how the snow blanketed the world, making everything calm and quiet. Looking out the window and discovering that it had snowed overnight was the best way to wake up, in Zora's opinion. Just then, Zora saw a white fleck float by the cab's window. Then she saw another and another snowflakes. "Look at that sky," Zora's mom said. "It's gone completely white. A snowstorm is on the way." Zora had to stop herself from gasping. The ruler of the magic forest, the tree queen, had told Zora, Hannah, and Mina to look out for storms. Could this snowstorm really be a message from the queen that it was time to return? Excitement pulsed through Zora. Maybe it was time to return to the magic forest. She really hoped so. By the time they pulled up outside the cousin's house a few minutes later, snow was falling thick and fast. The wind had picked up, sending white flakes whirling. Zora and her mom gathered their bags and hurried up the driveway. It was very cold. Zora was glad to have the new hat her mom had bought her. Zora rang the doorbell, her heart beating so fast she thought she might burst. She loved visiting her cousins. Their house was always full of people, pets, and noise. Mostly, Zora preferred things to be organized, but it was so fun to visit the mayhem of her cousin's home. "What?" Mina cried when she opened the front door. "It's so great to see you. What are you two doing here? Hang on, come in out of the cold before you answer that. Watch out for our art project. It's kind of taken over the house." Zora and her mom were ushered into the warm, messy, friendly home. They were soon joined by Hannah, a dog, 2 cats, and Zora's aunt and uncle. Everyone was talking, barking, and meowing at the same time as they made their way down the hall and into the kitchen. "We're making hot chocolate," Hannah explained, "but not normal ones. We thought we'd add a bit of chili. And then we're going to stir in some ice cream right at the end," Mina added. "What do you think?" Zora laughed. She didn't want to be rude, but she would rather skip the chaotic ingredients and stick to the normal recipe. "Come on," Hannah begged. "Let's mix things up. We might create an amazing new taste." Zora was about to say that she didn't think chili and ice cream would be good in hot chocolate when she noticed something. Her hat was missing. "My hat! I must have dropped it outside," she said. "That's not like you," said Zora's mom. "You're usually careful about your things." "You've caught our messy gene already," Hannah joked. "You can run, but you can't hide," added Mina, wiggling her fingers dramatically. "You two keep your messes away from me," Zora joked back. "I'll just go and find my hat." Be quick, Zora's mom said. This storm is getting worse by the minute. Zora, Hannah, and Mina exchanged a look. Clearly, they were all wondering the same thing. Was this storm their signal from the Tree Queen? I will, Zora promised, dashing back down the hall and out the front door. Outside, the snow was so thick that Zora could barely see a few feet ahead. Sheltering her eyes with her hand, she looked around the driveway. Ah, there was her hat. As Zora took a first step forward toward it, she heard singing. Magic Forest, come explore. This song was familiar to Zora. She'd heard it both times she had been called into the Magic Forest. Zora grinned to herself. She was going back. Carefully, she took another step, her foot sinking deep into fresh snow. As the snow whirled around her, the song grew louder. Magic Forest, Magic Forest. As the snow whirled around her, the song grew louder. Magic Forest, come explore. Zora reached out her arms, feeling the power of the wind and snow, and eagerly listening to the final line of the song. The line that would transport her back to the Magic Forest when she heard it. Zora joined in, singing, pure and clear. Magic Forest, hear my roar. Zora felt herself lift off the ground and spin around and around as the world faded to white.